In today's video, I will discuss about one of the most important topic in engineering graphics, that is projection of points. So before starting, we need to know some of the terminology that is used in the topic. We will discuss about that first. And after that, we will try to obtain the image of the object on the plane when it is viewed from the front and from the top. So let's see the important terms that is used in the topic. First one is the projection. So what do you mean by projection? The projection means it is the image of an object which is obtained on the plane. The object can be a point, it can be a line, it can be a solid such as pyramid or prisms, etc. So anything can be an object. The image of that object which is obtained on a plane is referred to as projection. So first let us consider an object. I am considering a plane where I need the image of this object. Okay, this is known as the plane of projection. The image of the object will be projected onto this plane. So in order to get the image, what I am doing is I am looking the object from the front. So that point is known as the observer's eye or the station point, and we'll get the image of that object on the plane of projection. These lines are termed as the rays or line of sight or projectors. So these are the components of projection. The first one is the object which is to be projected. The second one is the station point or the observer's eye. The third one is the plane of projection where we need the image of the object. And the fourth one is the rays or line of sight, which is also known as the projectors. Now let's see what is meant by a point. It is one of the simplest object which is available, and the point can be defined as that which has only position and it doesn't have any magnitude. So usually it is denoted by a circle or a dot. Okay, now the next one is principal planes. So in order to get the image of the object, we require planes. So we will be using reference planes. So here in our case, we will use two reference planes. One will be a horizontal plane and the other one will be a vertical plane. Now what do you mean by a horizontal plane? That is a plane of reference which is assumed to be parallel to the plane along the horizon. Okay, and any other plane of reference which is perpendicular to this horizontal plane is known as the vertical plane. Now, the next term is quadrant. So for that, see, I have selected two planes here. One is known as the horizontal plane, and the other one is known as the vertical plane. Now, these two planes are placed in such a way that they divide the entire space into four quadrants. Okay, so this one is the first quadrant. Now this one is the second quadrant. This one denotes the third quadrant. The last one is the fourth quadrant. So now we have a horizontal plane as well as a vertical plane. Now these two planes divide the space into four quadrants. The next step is to place the object anywhere on these quadrants. So you can place the object in the first quadrant, or you can place the object in the second quadrant, or you can place in the third quadrant or in the fourth quadrant. Also, if you want, you can place the point on the planes also, that is on the vertical plane or on the horizontal plane. The next step is to obtain the image of the object on the vertical plane as well as on the horizontal plane. Now, in order to get the image of the object on the vertical plane, we'll place the object and observe the object from the front, that is in this direction. So suppose if the object is lying somewhere here, and if you are looking the object from this point, you can see that the image of that object lies on the vertical plane. Similarly, if you want to get the image of that object on the horizontal plane, you need to observe the object from the top. So when you look from the top, you will get the image on the horizontal plane. Similarly, if you look from the front, you will get the image on the vertical plane. Now, the intersection of the vertical plane as well as the horizontal plane, that is the red line shown here, that denotes the reference line xy. Now let us consider an object or a point lying in the first quadrant. How will you locate the position of that point? So here you can see that the point is lying in front of the vertical plane. Right? We are looking from here. So this point is in front of the vertical plane and that is above the horizontal plane. So if a point lies in the first quadrant, we can say that it is some distance in front of vertical plane, which is denoted by IVP here, and some distance above the horizontal plane. Similarly, if a point lies in the second quadrant, that is somewhere here, we can say that the point is behind VP and above HP. So if the point is behind the vertical plane and above the horizontal plane, then we can say that the point lies in the second quadrant. Now let us consider a point lying in the third quadrant. So here we can see that the point is lying behind the vertical plane and below the horizontal plane. And an object lying in the fourth quadrant will be in front of VP and below HP. So this is how we will be locating the point lying on the quadrants. So in front of VP and above HP means the point lies on the first quadrant. Behind VP and above HP means the point lies on the second quadrant. Behind VP and below HP means the point lies on the third quadrant. And in front of VP and below HP means the point lies on the fourth quadrant. Now we have some more terminologies. So two quadrants we have seen. The next one is the first angle projection. Now what do you mean by first angle projection? See, just assume that we are placing the object on the first quadrant and we are trying to locate or we are trying to get the image of that object on the planes, on the vertical plane as well as on the horizontal plane. Then we can call that projection as the first angle projection. And as per the Bureau of Indian Standards, in India we are following the first angle projection. Similarly, there is one more projection, that is third angle projection. In that case, we will place the object in the third quadrant and we will get the image on the planes. So that is third angle projection. Now we will discuss about projection of points in detail. So first one is, let us assume that the point is lying in the first quadrant. So we know if the point lies in the first quadrant, it will be some distance in front of VP and some distance above horizontal plane. So let us assume that capital A is the original point. Usually the original points will be denoted by capital letters. So let us assume a point capital A lying in the first quadrant, which is at a distance of small d from the vertical plane. You can see the distance here. So the point A is small d from the vertical plane, in front of the vertical plane, and it is at a distance of small h above the horizontal plane. Okay, now we need to get the image of this original point on the vertical plane as well as on the horizontal plane. So in order to obtain the image, we will look the original point from the front. So that view is known as the front view, and the image of that point will be obtained on the vertical plane somewhere here. Okay, now this is known as the elevation of this point, the front view or the elevation of this point capital A. Now the elevation is usually denoted by small letters with a dash. So A dash denotes the elevation of the original point capital A. Now when you look the point from the top, you can see the image on the horizontal plane somewhere here. Now this denotes the top view or plan of the point capital A. Now usually the plan points are denoted by small letters. Okay, so here small a denotes the plan which is obtained on the horizontal plane, and A dash denotes the elevation which is obtained on the vertical plane. Now I have drawn two lines here. So this line is the imaginary line connecting the original point and the elevation. This is known as the projector. Okay, now the line connecting the original point and the plan, this is also another imaginary line which is known as the projector. So here I have drawn two projectors. One is the horizontal projector which denotes the distance between the original point and the elevation, or the distance of the original point from the vertical plane and the distance of the original point from the horizontal plane. Now, when you look from the front, you can see the image of this projector on the vertical plane. So, this line, this black line denotes the image of this projector, of the vertical projector, whose height will be small h. So, this distance denotes the distance of the original point from the horizontal plane. Similarly, when you project the horizontal projector, you will get the image on the horizontal plane. So, this red line shows the image of this projector, the horizontal projector, which is the distance of the original point from the vertical plane. So, you will get that distance on the horizontal plane. So, in short, the distance of the plan point from the reference line denotes the distance of the original point from the vertical plane. Similarly, the distance of the elevation from the reference line denotes the distance of the original point from the HP. So, you need to remember this. That is, the distance from the HP will be marked on the vertical plane. Similarly, the distance from the vertical plane will be marked on the horizontal plane. Or, the distance of the plan point from the reference line will be the distance from the vertical plane, and the distance of elevation from the reference line will be the distance from the horizontal plane. I hope that is clear. Now, in order to get this in 2D, that is orthographic representation, we need to rotate the horizontal plane in the clockwise direction. So, always after obtaining the image on the horizontal plane as well as on the vertical plane, we will rotate the horizontal plane in the clockwise direction through an angle of 90 degree. So, when you rotate the horizontal plane, you can see that the image also is getting rotated through an angle of 90 degree. So, the plan point will be obtained somewhere here. So, here you can see that the plan is obtained below the XY line and the elevation is obtained above the XY line. So, here XY denotes this reference line. Then I will draw the projector. You can mark the distance A dash above the XY line. Here you can see that is above the XY line, which is at a distance of h, and this h denotes the distance from the horizontal plane. So, the distance of elevation will be always the distance from the horizontal plane. Okay, similarly, you will get the plan below the XY line. That is, when you rotate the horizontal plane, you can see that the horizontal plane will be touching this vertical plane. At the same time, this image will be rotated through an angle of 90 degree. So, you will get that image somewhere here. So, plan will be obtained below the XY line. And that distance is denoted by small d, that is this distance, which denotes the distance from the vertical plane. So, here, if the point lies in the first quadrant, it will be above the horizontal plane and it will be in front of vertical plane. You will get the plan below the XY line and elevation above the XY line. Distance from DP will be obtained on HP, that is on plan, that I have already mentioned. The distance measured on the plan will be distance from DP. Similarly, the distance from HP will be obtained on the vertical plane, that is on elevation. The distance of elevation will be the distance from the horizontal plane. Clear? Now, let us take the second case, that is a point lying in the second quadrant. So, if the point lies in the second quadrant, we can say that it will be some distance behind the vertical plane and some distance above the horizontal plane. Right? So, I have marked the original point here, which is at a distance of h above the horizontal plane and d from the vertical plane. It starts from here. Okay, so this distance is small d. Now, how will you obtain the elevation and the plan? So, here also you need to look the object from this point. We will assume that the vertical plane as the transparent. So when you look from here, from the front, this point appears to lie on the vertical plane somewhere here. Okay, so this denotes the elevation of this point, which will be at a distance of h from the horizontal plane. Now, where will you get the plan? You need to look from the top, right? So when you look from the top, the image of this object will fall on the horizontal plane somewhere here, right? So that is the plan point. So this distance, that is the distance of plan from this intersection xy line, that will be the distance from the vertical plane. Now, as I have told earlier, the horizontal plane needs to be rotated through an angle of 90 degree in the clockwise direction. Always you need to rotate the horizontal plane in the clockwise direction. So before that, see, I have marked the imaginary projectors here. When you look from the front, this line appears to be lying on the vertical plane. So this distance will be small h, and this shows the image of the horizontal projector, whose distance will be small d from the reference line. Now we need to rotate the horizontal plane. So when you rotate this in the clockwise direction, the plan point also will be rotated through an angle of 90 degree, and this point appears to lie somewhere here. Okay, that is, this distance will be marked here, and you will get a here, somewhere here. So when you draw the orthographic projection, both the vertical plane and horizontal plane will be above the xy line. So the plan as well as elevation will be above the xy line. Then, as I have told earlier, the distance of plan point will be the distance from the vertical plane, and distance of elevation will be the distance from the horizontal plane from the xy line. So if the point lies in the second quadrant, both plan and elevation will be above the xy line. And you know the reason why you are getting A and A dash above the xy line, because both VP and HP will be above the xy line, since you are rotating this horizontal plane in the clockwise direction. So the second quadrant, it will be above the horizontal plane and behind the VP, right? So where will you get the plan? Above the xy line. Where will you get the elevation? That also will be above the xy line. Now let us consider the point lying in the third quadrant. Third quadrant means the point will be behind the vertical plane and below the HP. So you can mark that point here. A denotes the original point, which is at a distance of D from the vertical plane, and H below the horizontal plane. Now how will you get the plan and elevation? So when you look from the front, the image of this original point appears to lie on the vertical plane somewhere here. That is A dash, that denotes the elevation. Then when you look from the top, you assume that the horizontal plane is a transparent one. So the image of this one appears to lie on the horizontal plane somewhere here. So A denotes the plan and A dash denotes the elevation. Now we need to mark the projectors. So I have marked the projectors here, vertical as well as the horizontal projectors. So the image of this vertical projector will be obtained like this. Image of the horizontal projector will be obtained like this. Now we need to rotate the horizontal plane in the clockwise direction. So when you rotate the horizontal plane, the plan also will be rotated through 90 degree. So it will be somewhere here. So when you try to draw the orthographic projection, you can see that the plan point is obtained above the xy line and the elevation is obtained below the xy line. So if the point lies in the third quadrant, elevation will be below xy and plan will be above xy. So third quadrant, point will be below HP and behind VP. The plan will be obtained above xy line and the elevation will be obtained below the xy line. Now let us consider another point which is lying in the fourth quadrant. Fourth quadrant means it will be in front of VP and below HP. So let us consider a point capital A, which is at a distance of D from the vertical plane and small h from the horizontal plane. Now when you look the object from the front, the image of this one appears to lie somewhere here. right, which is known as the elevation. And when you look from the top, you will get the plan somewhere here. Now we will draw the projectors. The horizontal projector as the vertical projector. Now this one represents the image of the vertical projector, and this one is the image of the horizontal projector. Now how will you rotate the horizontal plane? We need to rotate the horizontal plane in the clockwise direction through 90 degrees. So when you rotate that one, the plan point will rotate through an angle 90 degree and it will reach somewhere here. So in this case, you can see that both the plan and elevations are lying below the XY line. So when you try to draw the orthographic projection, you will get both plan and elevation below the XY line. So if the point lies in the fourth quadrant, not third, fourth quadrant, the point will be below the HP and it will be in front of VP. Where will you get the plan? You will get the plan below XY and you will get the elevation also below XY. Now let us consider a point lying on the horizontal plane and in front of VP. So here capital A denotes the point which is at a distance of small d from the vertical plane. Now in order to obtain the plan and elevation of this point, again we will observe this point from the front as well as from the top. So when you look from the front, the image of this point appears to lie on the XY line, so which is known as the elevation. So A dash will be obtained on the XY line, and when you look from the top, since the point lies on the horizontal plane, the image of that point also will be lying on the horizontal plane. So the plan will be obtained on the horizontal plane itself. Now we need to rotate the horizontal plane through an angle of 90 degree. So what happens to the plan? The plan also will be rotated through 90 degree. So the point appears to lie below the XY line. So when you draw the orthographic projection, we can see that the elevation is obtained on the XY line and the plan is obtained below the XY line at a distance of small d from the reference line. So when the point lies on HP and in front of VP, the plan will be obtained below the XY line and the elevation will be on the XY line. Now let us consider a point lying on the horizontal plane and behind the VP. So here you can see that the original point is lying behind the vertical plane and it is lying on the horizontal plane. So when you look from the front, the elevation will be obtained on the XY line itself. When you look from the top, since the point lies on the horizontal plane, the image of the point also will be lying on the horizontal plane. So you will get A on the horizontal plane itself. Now we need to rotate the horizontal plane through 90 degree. So the plan point appears to lie above the XY line. So when you draw the orthographic projection, you will get A dash on the XY line and the plan above the XY line at a distance of D from the reference line. So when the point is on HP and behind VP, the plan will be obtained above the XY line and the elevation will be on the XY line. Now we will consider a point lying on the vertical plane, okay, and below the horizontal plane. So here you can see that the point A is at a distance of H below the horizontal plane. So in this case, when you look from the front, since the point lies on the vertical plane, the elevation also will be on the vertical plane itself. Okay. Now when you look from the top, that point appears to lie on the XY line. So in this case, the plan point will be lying on the XY line, but the elevation will be on the vertical plane itself. So here no need to rotate the horizontal plane since the images are not obtained on the horizontal plane. So here when you draw the orthographic projection, you can see that the plan point lies on the XY line and the elevation will be below the XY line. So when the point is on VP and below HP, the plan will be on XY line and elevation will be below XY. Now let us consider a point again lying on the vertical plane and above the horizontal plane. So here you can see that the capital A is lying on the vertical plane. So here when you look from the front, since the point lies on the vertical plane, the elevation also will be on the vertical plane. So A dash will be on VP. Now when you look from the top, that appears to lie on the XY line, right? Okay. So here A dash will be above the XY line and A will be on the XY line. Okay, so here the point is lying on the vertical plane and above the horizontal plane. So the plan will be on XY line and the elevation will be above XY. Now let us consider the last case where the point is on vertical plane and horizontal plane. So that is possible only when the point lies in the XY line. So it must lie on the horizontal plane as well as it must lie on the vertical plane. So this is the only possible solution. The original point will be lying on the reference line. So here when you look from the front, the elevation will be obtained on the XY line itself since the point is lying on the XY line. Again, when you look from the top, again the plan also will be obtained on the XY line. So all the points will be same in this case. Okay, so in the orthographic projection, you can mark A and A dash like this. So when the point is on VP and HP, the plan will be on XY line and elevation also will be on the XY line. These are the points to be remembered in the topic projection of points. First one, the original points are always denoted by capital letters. The plan is denoted by small letter and the elevation by small letters with a dash. For example, if you want to locate the point capital A, the original point will be denoted by capital A, the plan will be denoted by small letter a, and the elevation will be denoted by A dash. Now the second important point is the distance of elevation from the reference XY line, that will be equal to the distance of the point from the horizontal plane. For example, if the point is at a distance of 30 mm above HP, the elevation also will be 30 mm from the XY line. Then the elevation will be above the XY line if the point is above HP. You need to remember this one. If the point is above the horizontal plane, the elevation also will be above the XY line. If the point is below the horizontal plane, the elevation also will be below the XY line. Now the elevation will be on XY if the point is lying on the horizontal plane. That is very important. So if the point is at a distance of 30 mm above the horizontal plane, you will get the elevation as 30 mm above XY line. If the point is lying below the horizontal plane at a distance of 20 mm, then you will get the elevation below the XY line by 20 mm. If the point is lying on the horizontal plane, then you can mark the elevation on the reference line. Similarly, the distance of plan from the XY line will be equal to distance of the point from the VP. For example, if the point is 20 mm behind VP, if the point is 20 mm behind VP, then the plan will be 20 mm above the XY line. So you remember this one. If the point is behind VP, the plan will be obtained above the XY line. If the point is 20 mm behind VP, you get the plan as 20 mm above XY line. If the point is 30 mm in front of VP, you get the plan as 30 mm below the XY line. And finally, if the point is lying on the vertical plane, you will get the plan on XY. Now, we will solve two examples. Example number 1. 4 points are given. The first point is 60 mm above HP and 70 mm in front of VP. Second point, B is 70 mm above HP and 30 mm behind VP. The third point, C, is 70 mm below HP and 50 mm behind VP. Fourth point is 40 mm below HP and 30 mm in front of VP. So we have already learned that the distance of the point from the horizontal plane will be equal to distance of the elevation from the XY line. Similarly, the distance of the plan from the XY line will be equal to distance of the original point from the vertical plane. So the distance of point from the vertical plane will be used for representing the plan from the XY line, and distance of the point from the horizontal plane will be used for denoting the elevation from the XY line. Now the next point is, if the point is above HP, the elevation also will be above the XY line. right? If the point is below HP, the elevation will be below the XY line. Similarly, if the point is in front of VP, plan will be below XY. If the point is behind VP, plan will be above XY. Then, if the point is on HP, elevation will be on XY, and if the point is on VP, plan will be on XY line. So please remember these points when we draw the projection of points. So first thing is, we will draw the reference line XY. Now let us take the first one. So here we can see that the point capital A is above HP. So elevation will be above XY, right? Elevation will be above XY, which is at a distance of 60 mm from the XY line. Then it is 70 mm in front of VP. So plan will be below XY and its distance will be 70 mm. So we can draw that one. See, A dash, that is elevation is above XY line and it is 60 mm. Plan is below XY line and it is 70 mm. So plan is denoted by small letters and elevation is denoted by small letters with a dash. Now let us take this second one, that is point B. So here also you can see the point is above HP. That means elevation will be above XY. Elevation will be above XY and it will be 70 mm above XY. Then 30 mm behind VP. So plan, right? Plan will be above XY and it will be 30 mm. So we will draw the next one. See, plan above XY 30 mm. Elevation above XY and it is 70 mm. So now let us take the third one, that is C. Point C is 70 mm below HP. Below HP means elevation will be below XY line and it will be 70 mm. And 50 mm behind VP. So plan will be above XY line. See, plan is above XY, it is 50 mm. And elevation is below XY and it is 70 mm. So C and C dash, right? Next, 40 mm below HP, elevation. Elevation is below 40 mm below XY. In front of, plan is also below XY, right? And it is 30 mm. See, plan is 30 mm below XY and elevation is 40 mm below XY line. Understood? Okay, now let us take the second example. So E is lying on HP and 70 mm in front of VP. So here also we will first draw the XY line. Now in front of VP, there is plan. In front means below XY. How much below XY? 70 mm. So plan will be 70 mm below XY line and E is on HP. So elevation also will be on the XY line. So E dash on XY and E below the XY line, and that will be 70 mm from XY, right? Now let us take the next one, that is capital F. 60 mm above HP. Above HP means elevation. Elevation above XY line, right? Elevation above XY line and it is 60 mm. F on VP, that means plan on XY. So F on XY and F dash above the XY line and that will be 60 mm, right? Okay. Now G on HP, that means elevation on XY and 40 mm behind VP. Behind VP means above XY. Plan above XY, that is 40 mm above XY. See, G 40 mm above XY and on HP means elevation on XY. Now next one, H on VP. H on VP, that is plan on XY line, right? So H on XY and below HP. So elevation below XY and it is 30 mm from the XY line. See, H on XY line and elevation 30 mm below the XY line, right? Now the last one is K on XY. On XY means plan and elevation will be on the XY line itself. So this is how we will be solving the projection of points.